everything that was asked of me was valid. Except for, I felt a little way about you got a pillow next to you, because I am a friend of the show. And it wasn't, in my mind, necessary for me to have my relationship in the state, because my current situation is not a part of the show, or was not a part of the show at the time. So,
The entire Love and Marriage Huntsville universe is currently watching the fire burn after Destiny Payton struck a match Destiny stayed under the radar for a while. She used to be known for being cautious and rarely taking sides out loud, but lately that has changed. Her energy change has been noticed by fans who have been watching. She's posting messages, talking up more, and giving just enough clues to get people to take a notice. She's done being quiet, though. Destiny revealed details about her time in Huntsville during a recent Instagram live, and even seasoned viewers were taken back by what she revealed. This was firsthand knowledge, not merely rumor. She asserted that she witnessed events firsthand and is not longer holding back. That was asked of me was valid, except for, I felt a little way about you. Got a pillow next to you because I'm a friend of the show, and it wasn't in my mind necessary for me to have my relationship on the, because my current situation is not a part of the show, or was not a part of the show at the time. So, Destiny is revealing everything, including how cast members fabricated stories for the cameras, and how producers allegedly attempted to control narratives. It began with casual conversations about skincare and old friendships, just fate being fate, until one comment completely blew everything apart. In the chat, a fan asked, "Is what they're saying about Mira true?" Destiny paused, not the kind where you're considering your response, but rather when you realize that something genuine just happened. She gazed into the camera for a long moment before uttering the simple words, "I know what I saw." The tone abruptly shifted, and Destiny began to recount a night that had been on repeat in her head. Although it wasn't a complete confession, it was sufficient to illustrate the situation. She claims that it happened at a private event that wasn't captured on camera for the show or made public. She claims that as soon as she entered the room, she sensed something wasn't right. That manner in which Miro stood alongside an unfamiliar woman, too familiar, too close. This wasn't just a friendly embrace or curious conversation. Destiny made it clear it was the kind of exchange that stopped her cold. She brought up their eye contact, body language, and the way they leaned into one another when they believed no one else was looking. Her tone spoke louder than words, so she didn't need to mention names. This was not a miscommunication, nor was it a rumor. She had heard, she noticed it, and her perspective on the entire crew was altered at that precise moment. While a single instance can be explained, patterns reveal a narrative. Although she had noticed something odd about Moreau before, Destiny claimed that night was the first time she was unable to ignore it. She gradually began to make the connections between his unexpected late-night appearances at parties, his brief trips that didn't add up, and his stories that changed depending on who asked. She mentioned that she had received grainy pictures from the same night from members of the cast, in what a woman who wasn't part of the typical circle was shown off to the side with Moreau in the background, given that she still had respect for some members of the group. Destiny claimed she kept everything inside for a while because she didn't want to be the one to blow things out. However, things continued to pile up the more she remained silent. If I saw something that could hurt someone I care about, why am I helping keep the secret? She asked herself at one point. Though she did not identify specific individuals, she made it apparent that this wasn't a one-night thing. It was a pattern. And why did she decide to go public, given who the woman might be? It was more than just infidelity. It was betrayal. Fans were enraged by Destiny's comment, "You all have seen her before." It's only required that viewers began reliving the past, sifting through old footage, focusing on background guests at community events and cast parties. Season 4 Cookout, the Business Expo episode, and even behind that scenes footage of Morrow chatting off camera. Theories began to take off. Some fans brought up a woman who appeared in a few group scenes but was never identified. Others think she was an employee at one of the events, frequently present but never given a direct acknowledgement. At this point, everything truly began to make sense. Destiny attested to the fact that this wasn't a chance encounter. The woman had appeared more than once. She claimed that the energy remained constant, as if something were being concealed in plain view. Destiny made it apparent that this was not a mere rumor, rather it was true, and she had witnessed it firsthand, as well as experienced the tension that accompanied it. Destiny, however, wasn't merely observing from a distance. She actually went up to Marwan. His words will leave you speechless. Destiny claims that she went to Marwan man, but received a master class in gaslighting instead of answers. She didn't bring accusations. She claimed that the conversation was peaceful, and that she only brought up what she had observed and requested clarification, however Marsau is said to have dismissed it as inconsequential. "That's just someone I network with," he said in the most informal tone imaginable according to Destiny. However, it didn't end there. According to Destiny, Marsau abruptly changed the tone. Instead of acting like a worried friend, she started acting clumsy. "You're better than this. You're trying to stir things up, but why?" He allegedly answered that way. When she brought up the subject and Destiny acknowledged that she briefly began to question her own judgment. She claimed that he made me feel bad for asking questions, as if I were the issue. The entire situation was a diversion. Marsau simply brought up the topic of Destiny's behavior. He never truly denied knowing her, or implied that she was wrong about the encounter. Destiny began to realize that she wouldn't be able to get the truth directly from him at that point. She began to doubt everything, because if anything, he wanted her to feel inferior for even asking, particularly the relationship between Marsau and Letitia. The most difficult question of all is now when and what did Letitia know? According to Destiny, she made an effort and contacted Letitia, told her she claims that the goal was to treat her friend with the same decency that she would expect if their roles were reversed, not to be messy. However, Letitia closed it down. "My marriage is always the subject of hateful remarks from others. Fans are no revisiting and viewing old clips with new eyes, because Destiny claims she always got that energy when she brought it up." Letitia's body language during that reunion episode, when the cast mentioned outside women, as well as the tension during the Vegas trip, particularly when the subject of cheating was raised. The fleeting looks and the times she appeared uncomfortable, but maintained a tight smile. Destiny's remarks are now adding a whole new level of complexity to those scenes, because if Letitia knew, or at least suspected, and still remained silent, that is protection rather than merely loyalty. Although Sandal is nothing new to him, Martell may be the one pulling strings this time. Martell and Destiny have a past together. They were once close, then apart, and then somewhat allies, once more. Fans are observing that the hints begin with Martell's tense relationship with Marovin. Though he hasn't explicitly mentioned himself in Destiny's most recent reveal, tension has existed since Martell's own cheating scandal. Martell clapped back at Maro's remarks. He said, "Worry about your own backyard" during Union on his podcast. He has also been dubious, making remarks like "a lot of people are acting righteous, but doing worse than I ever did." Martell also posted a mysterious message to his story immediately following Destiny's live, which was just a black screen with the words "told y'all." Fans are now making connections. Did Martell have the same information all along? Was he waiting for someone else to say it first? Or did he give Destiny anything? Even think that unbeknownst to them, Destiny and Martell may have been cooperating like two sides of a single storm, revealing what has been simmering beneath the surface for seasons. This is where the interesting part begins. We've discussed Letitia's silence, Marsau's response, and Destiny's side, but rumors are circulating that the truth may be hidden in the vault, as shown in production footage. People close to the set claim that there is some unreleased video from a cast event in which Marcela was seen on camera with the unidentified woman. Listen up, this wasn't a simple handshake and walk away. According to sources, the body language was excessively friendly and intimate. Why hasn't it aired? Yet there are in fact a number of competing theories. According to one source, it's being saved for the reunion, while another said the producers felt it was too hot for TV, particularly since things were still happening behind the scenes, which would help to explain why everyone has been so quiet. Some fans even believe that it will be released as a bonus clip. You are aware that Owens occasionally surprises us with lengthy scenes or brief midweek sneak peeks. One fan wrote in a comment on Destiny's Live, "I bet it filmed it and cut it to protect Marsau. They are always editing around him." Imagine that when appearing out of nowhere. Another person wrote, "Letitia better hope they don't drop that footage, because baby, the internet will not be kind." And to be honest, they're not mistaken, given how adamant Marsau has been about denying everything. If this footage surfaces and proves what people claim it does, it could totally discredit this version of events. And if that occurs, Letitia's silence will be very different. Was she keeping him safe? Or was she truly unaware? In any case, that video may provide more answers than Destiny could. So here we are. Martell has finished being nice. Destiny has finished biting her tongue, and production may be holding the last card. Let's be honest now. Some of you may still be unsure, such as whether Destiny is being completely honest, or if she is still omitting something. Let's discuss it. Do you believe Marsau is at fault? Do you think Letitia is truly sitting on such sloppy footage? And could she have been in the dark all this time? Sincerely speaking, what if that clip does exist and dropped the whole thing? is catching fire. We want to hear all of your theories, so please share them with us in the comment section to ensure you don't miss the next drop. If you enjoy this type of celebrity tea, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and enable notifications. As you are already aware, this drama is far from over, and we will be here to reveal. The entire Love and Marriage Huntsville universe is currently watching the fire burn after Destiny Payton struck a match. Destiny stayed under the radar for a while. She used to be known for being cautious and rarely taking sides out loud, but lately that has changed. Her energy change has been noticed by fans who have been watching. She's posting messages, talking up more, and getting